Welcome back to Eurosatory News. I'm joined by Wesley Shibata, who is the founder of DEVTAC. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, we've got this sort of sculpture-looking item on the breakfast table here.
Exactly, yeah. So basically this is a ballistic helmet. It is a level 3A helmet. So what's unique about this one is that it's a full ballistic helmet, fully ventilated with detachable cheek plates, and you can also integrate a respirator system on this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is the weight of the helmet?
So the weight of the helmet, so we have 4 sizes. For the regular size is about 2.5 kilograms, and for the larger size is about 2.7 kilograms.
And what is its sort of shock absorption resistance?
Exactly. It does have shock absorption resistance. If you compare this to, the ordinary breaching helmet, the one-piece glass, and the one-piece helmet right there, the shock absorption that you only have is the foam underneath, which is almost like about an inch thick.
Yeah.
This one's different. It is built like a tank. So I would compare the older versions of the helmet like Sherman tank. It's a one-piece slab of ballistic material.
Yeah.
And this one right here, it would pretty much look like a tank right there.
Like one of the big tanks from
one of the big tanks. So it's like the Abram tanks where you have, the protective shield, the plates, the panels in separate pieces. So the kinetic energy is dispersed only. Yeah.
Okay.
It does not, distribute to all the helmet. So the back face deformation for level 3A on a 44 Magnum on this one is 11.59 millimeters.
Wow.
So allowable NIJ is 24.5, and ours is way half that, lower than half.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to work on this about 10 years ago. We developed it for about 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years in development. Basically, the biggest question for me that made me wonder for a long time is that how come that one-piece ballistic helmet has been around for like 100 years and it's still the same?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, why hasn't I imagine the question was,
innovation.
why hasn't there been an evolution? Why hasn't the standard of research into it changed?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So everything has changed. You have tanks, you have, helicopters, you have jets from propellers, now jets, and you have bullet trains.
Yeah.
But the one-piece helmet pretty much looks exactly the same from World War I.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed is probably the shape of it and the material that they're using. And most people would think, they would say that it's a ballistic helmet. But what exactly does it protect you from?
Exactly.
Right? I mean,
An impact,
Yeah.
like a hardcore impact, would still, even if it didn't penetrate the helmet, would still, for example, cause some kind of traumatic injury to the brain.
Exactly. There's some kind of traumatic injury from that one-piece helmet. Firstly, from the deformation.
Yes.
And then the kinetic energy, because it's a full helmet, it doesn't move. It's pretty much, you're receiving the energy coming from that bullet or shrapnel, whatever projectile is coming towards you. But my biggest question is, why does it not protect your face? Right? What does it actually try to stop?
Yeah.
But what's advertised is that they're saying it's from shrapnel, it's from bullets, but shrapnel, where's the trajectory? Where does shrapnels come from? It's usually from the ground,
Yeah.
IEDs. So it doesn't go that way.
It goes up.
It goes up,
Yeah.
right? And what about, the one-piece helmet? I mean, for bullets, do bullets come from here, from this direction? So what about 80% of your face?
Yeah.
And that always made me wonder. So when I was like practicing CQB back then and doing room clearing, breaching, I would always get shot in the face. And I would wonder, like, how come nobody ever actually did something much better? A respirator version helmet with the ballistic protection on it. So we came about with this one in 2017. Our first official launch was in IDEX in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So since then, the trajectory was pretty good. And there's still a bit of skepticism, like you said, what's this sculpture-looking thing right here? Right? It does look a bit futuristic and pretty much...
Almost science fiction.
Exactly, science fiction. Okay. Let me tell you more about this helmet right here. So you have here a ventilation system on top of this.
Okay, these two ports here.
These two ports right here is a ventilation system.
Uh-huh.
What it does, one port blows air out and one port blows air in. So humans, we create body heat.
Okay.
And that hot air goes all the way up.
So it's cycling it out and then bringing
Exactly.
in a new fresh
air
and
all the way
continuous cycle of air.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right? So this one is removable. You can change it to different types of pieces. And then the next one right here, you see that there is a microjet fan built inside the lens frame right here.
Okay.
Now, what do you think that one does?
I have two guesses.
Yeah.
One is, for example, when your lens is fogged.
Exactly.
Okay, and then the other one would be, I guess, if some of the heat and condensation, both inside the mask and outside the mask,
Yes.
It would offset that.
Absolutely. That would be the main reason of that.
Okay.
So you would see a lot of goggles now or helmets, the visors are pretty far away from the face.
Yeah.
The reason why that is far away from the face is to avoid the fogging. Now, if you put a visor much farther away from your face or glasses much farther away from your face, it is pretty difficult for you to use a night vision, to mount a night vision on it.
It becomes much, 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 much more cumbersome and less
Exactly.
effective in the terrain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what this does is that we were able to make the lenses much closer to your eyes so you can use the night vision.
Wow.
Like I said, it's a breaching helmet.
So this little section here, you could actually
you can-
mount something to it, like a cold shoe, for example, and then your goggles,
night vision,
etc.
thermal, whatever you
Okay.
want, you can simply put on this one.
Now, the interesting thing about your story is
Yeah.
that you were in the field.
No,
You
I wasn't
were-
in the field.
You were
No.
you were not in the field, but
No.
you were able to test helmets in the past.
Practicing CQB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what would be the transition to this phase of your career now as a founder?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming somehow some capacity a designer.
Yes,
Engineer.
designer. Designer.
What was that transition like?
Pretty much, it felt natural, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I just thought like we needed to do something about that one-piece helmet.
Yeah.
Needed to find a solution, and providing more protection and being able to put a lot more features in providing protection. Like for example, this one right here, detachable cheek plates.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is magnetized. You can also lock it in place.
It's magnetized.
Yes, it is magnetized.
So what is the? Wow. Okay. And
It's
very-
a neodymium magnet, N52. It's a
Wow.
rare earth magnets.
And then when you lock it in place, any kind of impact, if you're running, etc., it does not jolt.
It does not. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The reason why we're able to, the reason why we take this out is that another problem with those one-piece ballistic glass is that you're unable to do a cheek weld.
Okay.
So if you're unable to do a cheek weld, what's your accuracy, right? So your accuracy is much lower.
Yeah.
If you're able to see through your sights,
Yeah.
pretty much, you're dead on exactly where you want to shoot at. So that's one other feature that most of those ballistic helmets doesn't have. And another feature that one-piece ballistic helmets doesn't have is that if it gets shot, if you pull that helmet outward, it's going to cause injury.
Yeah.
What we did with this one, may I?
Oh, wow. So you can actually remove the back of it and shift it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So let me show you. May I?
Uh-huh.
So let me show you. Right.
Whoa, it's easily assembled.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
So this one is by Mirror Safety.
Okay. Okay, so then if we imagine that you've been hit and you were saying you wanted to disassemble it safely without creating further injury.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Take this off.
Wow. Wow.
That's it.
Wow, that's very, very effective and very quick and on top of it.
Yeah. And then take it off.
Simple. Oh, that's
that
impressive.
took what? 10 seconds?
10 seconds. What would be what has been some of the conversations that you've had with people in the field who've interacted with this?
So basically, for the past 5 years, We've sold over 1,000 of these so far. I can't name some of them.
Okay.
Most of like private military.
Yeah.
And most of them are special forces and SWAT teams. What I can say is that Thailand had bought 100 of these so far recently, for the past 2 months, and going back to Thailand after Eurosatory. So they like the helmet by itself because it does give you a full protection.
Yeah.
It does give you a respirator system, and the heat, the condensation. And so on and so forth.
Something else I just thought of that I might want to piggyback on. Also, the fact that you can disassemble it.
Yes.
I imagine that if something is breached or impacted at some point, you can fit parts from other.
Exactly.
So it's not, for example, the
one-piece
traditional.
helmets. Yeah, traditional. Yes.
Helmets. Once they're done, they're done.
They're done.
With this,
exactly.
You can
salvage a bit, half of it, or sometimes even more than that.
And I also imagine that now that you are present here at Eurosatory, you are absolutely looking for these other clients that could make this possibly the next standard when it comes to protecting.
Exactly. When it comes to breaching, CQB, room clearing, this is the way to go. I have many customers who are also influencers on social media. We have, I could name a few guys. Captain Chris Norris is a ranger.
Okay.
He absolutely loves the helmet, and his main point about this helmet was that back when he was in service, a lot of guys would get injury from turrets.
Yeah.
The gun turret.
Yeah.
From IED blasts. Yeah. And even a small shrapnel or even dust could actually take a guy out. And he just wished that they had this system back then. We have also another influencer called his name is Chris Costa.
Okay.
Probably you've heard of him. He also has one of these. He has the breacher version, and he absolutely loves the idea of having to have it break in two pieces, and the condensation as well, and being able to do cheek weld. Also, Tim Kennedy has one. We have Ronin Tactics. All of these influencers.
Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, Tim Kennedy has one of these.
Okay, interesting.
If you check out his social media, he's dancing around with this one. He sometimes wear this one. Although they cannot give a full review of the helmet yet, for other reasons, but they do love these and they post it, and that's pretty much good enough as a review for me, for the company.
Well, Wesley, I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. And
last one.
Yeah, sure.
This one right here
is
a heads-up display.
Okay. Wait a minute. I'm just absolutely stunned that you probably couldn't see it, but what he did is he just literally
magnetized it.
Bam. And it's locked in place.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a heads-up display. This is by West Unitas, made in Japan.
Okay.
So pretty much, it's a very simple system, HDMI, right here. You can connect it to your phone, can connect it to a camera, can connect it to almost anything that has HDMI port.
Okay.
And what it does, it simply, feeds video onto here. And what we use it for right now is a gun camera.
Okay.
So you see a lot of breaching
and
missions.
where would you... Okay, I see.
You see a lot of breaching missions. So you connect this on a phone, you Wi-Fi it to a gun camera. This gun camera has a crosshair. So imagine breaching without exposing your body.
Yeah.
You just, expose your gun and check if there's a threat inside.
And it's taken care of.
And it's taken care of.
Well, Wesley, thank you so much.
We
wish you the best of luck this week at Eurosatory.
Yeah.
This is quite impressive. Really quite impressive. So much going on here,
and
possibly the future
hopefully
of the helmets.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it. Okay.